I'm friends with people on both sides of the aisle. I am proud of that, and because people that are still friends with me, it doesn't take very long before I don't hold back and I let them know they know how I voted and how I feel. And they voted differently and would continue to do so, and so would I. And yet, if they're friends with me, they are capable of still seeing that I did what I did for reasons that I believe to be right, and they did what they did for the same thing. And the unfortunate thing is, right now, there is no middle ground. Even if somebody feels like this individual or that one congressman or this one elected official is middle of the road, you're still supporting this party. You're still supporting this party. And overall, they hate those parties. I feel like this is a time in America where you could actually have a new political party and 80 to 90% of the people would go along with that, because just because so many people are registered as Democrat or registered as Republican, a whole lot of that is because of that group mentality and wanting to feel like they're a part of something. And a lot of it is also just simply the fact of being able to vote in the primaries. I'm a registered independent just on principle that I need to maintain that. I'm not going to give up and act like I'm a part of a particular group solely so that I can vote in the primary. I don't want to give them, I'm that person that will pass by something intentionally on when scrolling just so that I don't give them the pleasure of supporting something that's stupid. And for those same reasons, I don't register as a Democrat or Republican solely so I can vote in the primaries. But a lot of people do, and I totally understand that. And because of that, that's one of the reasons I feel like if we had a better option that was well enough funded, it could get popularity. And then the overall goal, and I say this because of the well enough funding, is that I truly believe number one, we should remove funding out of getting elected to politics. That should just not even be an option. It shouldn't be money backing political power. You shouldn't be allowed to have giant corporations funding elections. You should, whoever it is that is getting elected for whatever reasons, should be pushed up on their own accountability. So I wish there was a way of revamping and taking it back over and then abolishing a lot of that stuff, some crazy reworking to abolish a lot of those things that just waste not only tax dollars, but it wastes money. And I realize these corporations have plenty, a lot of people have plenty, but that is stored value for something that was done for someone in some way. And wasting it as a country is just a stupid idea. We have too much waste and fraud in everything. I think that we could rework this and make it a lot better, and it'd be a fairly easy plan to work out so that everyone has the same playing field. The equivalent of like small town government where you, instead of these people that want to run for county commissioner or someone wants to run for the judge, you have to have, it's a $50,000 job, and you got to spend $20,000 to put signs everywhere and to put advertisements everywhere and do this. No, instead of even allowing that to happen, it should be every town that has a population of 1,000 and more has a giant billboard. And the only thing that goes on that billboard is the current events. And whenever whatever election is happening, whoever wants to run has an equal amount of space on that billboard. If there's only 3 people running for that position and there's a place for 30, it doesn't matter. There's just 3 spaces that's filled up, and that's the people. And when you drive by it, you see it. You could put it on a social media page so that everyone sees it. You could put it on a giant billboard so that people that aren't as tech savvy can actually see it. And that's the only way you know it. And then you don't see all these party affiliations or who has the most money. And it's completely absurd to think that someone has to spend all that money to buy things to put out there for quick signs to get everybody indoctrinated. This is the craziest thing ever. And I take it to that small level so that I could say that's exactly the stupidity that goes all the way up to the top for presidential elections. It shouldn't be that way. All you have to do is have the simplest system everyone should know, and it could be the equivalent of a talent show. And you don't have to, you can publicize it, people can watch C-SPAN, they can listen to however they get their news and can do whatever until they get to there's only the top 5 choices. And it's as simple as that. Still, Republicans would still push their party that they selected, their person up, and so would a Democrat, and so would the current other parties that don't actually have a chance. I just wish that that was the way it was, where there really wasn't a vote between the lesser of two evils that always happens. It should be a, this is what we got to the top, and here's the people, and now we have a debate that actually matters with multiple people, not people that have to align and have certain talking points that they have to make sure that this is on fracking, and this is on the way I am on oil and energy, and this is the way I am on AI development, this is the way I am on. You don't have to have all of those talking points if you aren't endorsed and financed by a political party that's backed by that. You have your allegiances because you do technically owe somebody. And if we could do away with all of that, it takes money to do that right now. But once that gets taken back over, someone in power has the right to do away with that type of the system. And I believe that's exactly what we should work towards, and America would back that. I think this is the time to start a new political party with new backing, and I don't even know if calling it a purple party is right. I just thought it was funny to have a purple door back there because of the, the red and blue mixing. Because technically it would be red and blue mixing, but really a grassroots startup. So more of the lime green. Being a lime green party is much better. That's new, vibrant growth. So not a purple party, call it a lime green startup, because you're pushing for a new growth, new development, new ideas, and extremely vibrant and new and energetic. We should start a new party.